You know that feeling, right? You record your voice for a message or a video, you hit playback, and that cringe. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common feeling, and in this explainer, we're going to break down the actual science behind why we all seem to hate the sound of our own recorded voice. So we've all asked it, why does my voice sound so weird? So high-pitched and just not me? Is the microphone lying to us? Or is our brain just playing tricks? Well, the answer is a really fascinating mix of both physics and psychology. All right, so to solve this mystery, we've got to start with that first gut reaction that pretty much everyone has when they hear themselves on a recording. That's not my voice. Okay, here's a kind of wild thought to start with. The voice that you hear inside your own head, that's a special, private performance. It is not the same voice that the rest of the world hears. So why the huge difference? Well, it all comes down to the fact that when you speak, sound is actually traveling to your brain along two totally different paths. The first path is what's called air conduction. Super simple. This is how we hear pretty much everything else in the world. Sound travels from a source, through the air, and into our eardrums. But the second path, now this is the crucial one, and it only happens when we speak. It's called bone conduction. With bone conduction, the vibrations from your vocal cords travel directly through the solid bones of your skull to your inner ear. Yeah, your skull literally acts like a natural subwoofer, adding all this bass and richness that only you can hear. So think about it. Your brain is getting two signals at once, one from the air, one from your bones. It's this special combination that creates this unique internal mix, making your voice sound way fuller and deeper to you than it does to anybody else. Okay, so this brings us to the prime suspect in our little investigation, the microphone. If our brain hears this special mix, what in the world is the mic hearing? Well, it's actually really simple. A microphone, it's outside your head. It can't feel the vibrations in your skull. So it only captures the sound traveling through the air, just like any other person listening. It's completely missing out on all those deep bass frequencies from bone conduction. And this is the key. The recording isn't a lie. In fact, it's the most accurate version of how you sound to other people. It just sounds thinner and higher pitched to you because you're missing all that deep, rumbly stuff your bones were adding to the mix. But wait, the physics is only half the story. That cringe we feel, it isn't just about sound waves. It's about what your brain expects to hear and the whole psychology behind that cringe. Believe it or not, psychologists actually have a name for that cringy feeling. It's called self-voice confrontation. And it's that jarring moment when external reality, what the mic picks up, clashes with your internal expectation. Your brain has spent your entire life getting used to your bone-enhanced voice. And suddenly, this recording comes along and presents a totally different version. And this mismatch feels so strange because your brain is just hardwired to expect that deep, familiar tone. When it hears that higher-pitched recording, it registers as, well, foreign. It's almost like a stranger is talking. And then, bam, you suddenly become hyper-aware of every little pause, every imperfection that you normally just filter out. Okay, so we've got the science, we've got the psychology, but what can we actually do about it? Let's talk about how we can adapt and maybe, just maybe, learn to accept our true voice. Here's the good news. Your brain is amazing, and it can adapt. It's just like getting used to a new haircut you see in the mirror. The more you listen to your recorded voice, the more your brain just recalibrates its expectations, and over time, that feeling of strangeness, it pretty much just fades away. Now, if you're a podcaster or a creator and you have to monitor your audio, there are a few little tricks. Good over-ear headphones can create some of that resonance. You can even play with an equalizer, a simple EQ, to add a little bit of bass back in to make it sound more natural to you. Or, kind of ironically, you could wear bone conduction headphones while you're recording to hear that familiar internal voice. And all of this leads us to the single most important takeaway. Your voice isn't weird. It's not bad. You're just hearing it for the very first time the way everyone else does. It's this rare chance to hear yourself from a totally outside perspective, exactly how your friends and family hear you every single day. Yeah, think of it this way. The voice on the recording, that's the world's cut. It's the real you. The voice inside your head, that's the director's cut. A special edition with enhanced audio that only you get to experience. So, when you really think about it, learning to accept your recorded voice isn't just about science. It's really an exercise in self awareness. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? If we hear our own voice so differently, what else about ourselves do we perceive in a way that absolutely no one else ever will?